No.
No. Calvin? Okay.
None, Your Honor.
No.
No.
Councilwoman?
No.
None for me. Resignations.
There are two resignations, Your Honor. One is from Mike Fiorini from the Bristol Zoning Board of Appeals, and the other is from Maura Finley, and it's from the Mayor's Task Force for Energy Consumption.
May I have a motion to accept and send a letter of thank you?
Second.
Motion made, seconded. Discussion. Hearing none. All in forward. Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Building official, to reappoint Guy Moore for your term to 7/18.
So moved.
Motion made, second. Discussion. Hearing none. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Mayor's Task Force on Energy Consumption to appoint former Mayor Ward. No term, required council approval. So I'll get a motion.
Motion to approve?
Second. Another second.
Second.
Motion made, second. Discussion. Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Planning Commission to reappoint William Beats 5-year term to 7/31/19.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made, seconded. Discussion. Hearing none. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Stormwater Trust to reappoint Thomas Smith 3-year terms to 7/17.
Move to approve? Second.
Motion made, seconded. Discussion. Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Synthetic Field Committee to appoint Derek Chesniski to replace Paul Tonin, no term. I think that's a mayor's appointment, correct? The mayor's task force?
From which one? The synthetic field?
Synthetic field,
Yes,
that's
it
the
is.
mayor's
It is
task
the
force.
mayor's. And that was that
To
Derek
reappoint
Chesniski?
Derek,
Was
yes.
that Derek
To appoint
Chesniski?
Derek in place of Paul Tonin. Bristol Burlington Health District to appoint Mary Smith, 3-year term to 7/17, and to appoint Dr. Michael Choka to replace Thomas O'Brien, 3-year term to 7/17.
Move to approve?
Second.
Motion made, seconded. Discussion.
Have discussion.
Go ahead.
So, the replacement of Thomas O'Brien, I think that this is something that we as a panel should think about. I've looked at some of the issues since his name didn't appear on this month's list. He's been a long-standing member of Bristol Burlington Health District. In fact, I think potentially from its inception. He's currently the chair. And in the role of the Bristol Burlington Health District, the chair plays a critical role, especially with the labor issues, of which there are none that are contentious. The staff respect him. There are in the process of starting negotiations for the new contract within the next few weeks. So I think that this might be considered ill-timed. It's also a regional entity, and he's done quite a bit of work in order to maintain those cordial relations with our neighbor to the north. The finances are in excellent shape, and there's probably no one better in the city who can represent financial steadfast practices than he can. And I think a critical piece of having him stay in that role is the partnership that he brings with the Board of Education. As you know, we have dental hygienists as well as school nurses, and they are part of the Bristol Health District. I also had the opportunity to speak by phone with members of the Bristol Burlington Health District today. Two of the medical doctors expressed extreme disbelief that this was even being considered. Dr. Leslie Kish and Dr. Bill Brownstein admonished me to do whatever I could to maintain him as their chair, because there is no one better to fill that role, and they felt strongly that the integrity and the character of the board was going to be severely compromised. Now, I am definitely someone who prescribes to the philosophy that no one is irreplaceable, but in the case of what has been done at the Bristol Burlington Health District over the last probably 15 to 20 years, I think that this is probably something that would have an impact, and probably not in a positive sense. So with that being said, I would ask my colleagues to think long and hard about the impact that this might have, the feelings of the people who are actually there serving in those roles. And two other members who I did not speak to personally also expressed their concerns to the members that I did speak to. I think that there are other positions that maybe Dr. Kuka would be appropriate for, but in terms of his expertise as an orthopedic surgeon, of which he's well regarded, I don't think that that is necessarily a fit for Bristol Burlington Health District. And I would just like to add that even 10 years ago, when code enforcement was just getting off the ground, one of the few people who got it in town with the connection between the impact on our school system, the amount of housing, sanitary living conditions, was Tom O'Brien. And he was in on the ground floor making sure that those departments that he worked with were there and that they were ready to act. And I will always appreciate that, because I think today we're seeing some of that impact today, knowing that those departments were in on the ground floor and helped with that effort. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Hearing
Your
none.
Honor, I would just, I suppose, second a lot of what Councilwoman Salpo just said about Commissioner O'Brien, and I would be curious to know, could we do two separate votes on those two appointments for the Bristol Burlington Health District?
Sure.
Okay.
So first we'll take up Mary Smith, the report of Mary Smith. Let's do the motion. A new motion to reappoint Mary Smith, 3-year term to 7/17.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes. To appoint Dr. Michael Kolka to replace Thomas O'Brien, 3-year term to 7/17. Motion?
Mayor, I'd like to ask for a roll call vote.
Well, first, let me get the motion on tape.
So moved.
Second, motion made, seconded, discussion. Hearing none, roll call vote, start on my far left.
No.
No.
Yes.
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 No.
Chair votes yes, motion passes. Zoning Board of Appeals. Before I do this, Teresa, let me ask a question. There was a question, all these have the same end date, that's correct?
That is correct.
Okay. To reappoint, this is Zoning Board of Appeals, to reappoint Alfred Raddock, 3rd, 3-year term to 7/17, to reappoint Jeffrey Tomley, 3-year term to 7/17, to reappoint Jeff Morgan, 3-year term to 7/17, to reappoint Dave Pedvich, alternate member, 3-year term to 7/17, to reappoint Stephen Gagnon, alternate member, 3-year term to 7/17. All in favor, motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes. And that's all I have on that. Item number 10.
Award of contract 2C1465 Elizabeth Road Storm Drainage to WW Manchester Construction Company, Incorporated, for $50,222, and authorization for mayor or acting mayor to execute any necessary documents.
Motion approved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. All opposed, motion passes. Item 11.
To schedule a city council public hearing regarding a proposed resolution to place a question on November 4th, 2014 election ballot for the continuation of the City and Town Development Act. And, Your Honor, everyone on the council had said that they could schedule it for July 30th, which is a Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, discussion. Sean, that's the question you were talking about, so that's probably a public meeting you want to be in.
Yep.
Okay?
I'll be here. Camera.
I have no doubt you will.
With the camera.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes. Item 12.
Approval of marketing and branding agreement by and between the Greater Bristol Chamber of Commerce Incorporated and the City of Bristol for marketing and branding services.
Motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made. Oh, wait a second. I have a motion to postpone until next city council meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, discussion. The reason we're postponing this is the contract is not ready between the City of Bristol and the Chamber. We're currently still in talks and should have something ready shortly. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes.